Welcome to the Provider Staff Entry tutorial for the Cleveland and EdChoice scholarship systems. The purpose of this tutorial is to assist providers with the staff entry process. Prior to starting the staff entry process, you will need to have your login information and have access to first names, last names, position titles, dates of birth, and last four Social Security numbers of all adult individuals found in the school on a regular basis. Note: it is a requirement that all adults found in your building on a continual and regular basis be entered into the scholarship staff list. Staff lists should include teachers, administrators, secretaries, coaches, janitors, contracted third-party vendors, volunteers, and any other adult found in your building on a regular basis. Please be aware that staff entry must be completed by the principal, and staff information will be reviewed as part of the annual provider approval process. Also, remember, no student applications may be entered until your school's registration has been approved. Warning: avoid staff review delays by submitting your staff roster in advance of the student application system opening in February. Add staff now so that once the 2015 provider registration opens, you may simply import all the information into the 2015 application. In this tutorial, we will search for and add staff and their employment details to the 2014 provider application in the EdChoice scholarship system, but it is the same for the Cleveland scholarship system. After completing staff entry, we will illustrate the staff import functionality to show providers how they may transfer their 2014 staff lists into the 2015 provider application once it opens in December. Let's begin. In our tutorial scenario, we are the Provider Creative Academy 1, and we will be entering the names of all adult personnel found in our school into our staff list on our current provider application. Prior to entering the staff data into the system, we will create a file containing the following staff information: first and last name, last four Social Security numbers, date of birth, and school title or position. In addition, for staff that have no ODE license, you will need a record of the most recent BCI and FBI background dates. Next, to retrieve ODE license information, go to the ODE website, select Teachers from the red bar. When the Teachers page uploads, select Educator Profile, which opens the Educator search page. Then enter each staff person's name to access their license number. Warning: it is critical that you record the correct license number. Be sure to use multiple data points such as middle name and birth date to verify you have the correct record. Once verified, record the ODE license information on the spreadsheet for easy reference. Once all staff information is collected and recorded, we are ready to enter the information into the system. After logging in, we will land on the Web Systems listing page. We will choose the link that is named Scholarship, which will take us to the Scholarship Program selection page. By selecting the EdChoice box, we will be taken to the Provider search page. If you land on any other scholarship page, we can always find our way to the Provider search page by clicking on the word Provider on the gray bar at the top of the page. Once on the Provider search page, your school should be listed at the bottom of the page. Choose the school application by clicking on the magnifying glass icon on the right side under the Details column. This loads up the provider application, and the school's IRN and name is listed in the blue bar at the top of the page. Below the blue bar, you will find the tabs associated with the various parts of the provider application. Next, select the Staff tab. Then click on the Add Staff button at the bottom of the page. When the Search Staff box opens, you may type or paste in the state ID recorded previously. Then click on the Search button. The search results bring back all matches based on the search criteria. A note about CORE. The Search Staff box is pulling information from CORE, the Connected Ohio Records for Educators. All Ohio licensed educators should have a record in CORE, and by entering the correct license number, we assure the correct staff information is uploaded into the provider scholarship application. If searching by name and birth date, there may be several possibilities returned by the CORE search. Be sure to compare all the data you have about your staff and choose the correct CORE record. Once the correct record has been found in the search results, select the Add button. This will add the name to the school's staff listing box and will create a Staff tab loaded with that staff member's CORE information. Notice that the Staff Member tab has several areas of information, including the Approval checkbox, Staff Profile, Employment Details, and Certification Listing. The Staff Profile contains information loaded up from the staff person's SAFE account. Below that is a blank box entitled Employment Details. Click on the Employment Details pencil to open the Edit Employment box. Then select the staff position title from the drop-down. By typing in the first letters of a listed position, the drop-down will jump to that position. After selecting a position title and employment type, select the employment start date. If a start date is unknown, choose the first date of the school year to show that the staff has been present since the start of the school year. Leave the employment end date blank. Fill in this date only when the staff member is no longer associated with your school. If you have copies of either recent BCI or FBI background checks, be sure to put those in the appropriate fields. Once the employment details have been completed, select the Save Employment Details button to save the information. Continue to add all staff until the school personnel are listed in the white Staff Listing box. Note: for school personnel with no ODE license or records in CORE, you will need to enter the first name, last name, and date of birth. This will enable you to verify they have no record in CORE. Then select the Here button to add the person to your school's staff list. This will open the Create a New Staff box and will populate using the search information. Verify the entry of the first, middle, and last name, as well as the last 4 Social Security numbers, phone number, and email if available. Then select the Add New Staff button. This will create the staff profile for this person. Next, enter the employment details and select a title that best describes the staff's role in the school. In addition, be sure to enter the most recent BCI and FBI dates for all school personnel, then select the Save Employment Details button. Continue to add all staff until the school personnel are listed in the white Staff Listing box. Once we have completed staff entry in one scholarship program, we may import them into a different scholarship program in the following way. In our scenario, we have entered the staff into our EdChoice scholarship provider application And now we will import that list into our Cleveland Scholarship Provider application. Let's begin. Verify the staff entry in one program is complete and accurate. Then open the program which has no staff listing. To do this, select the Cleveland Scholarship from the Program Selection page. This will open the Provider Search page. Your school should be listed at the bottom of the page. Choose the school application by clicking on the magnifying glass icon on the right side under the Details column. This takes us to the provider application, and the provider's IRN and name is listed in the blue box at the top of the page. Below the blue bar, you will find the tabs associated with the various parts of the provider application. Next, select the Staff tab. Then click on the Import Staff box. And it opens the Import Staff Listing box, which lists all the school personnel that have been entered into the other program. Check the Select to Import box for each staff member. Then click on the Import button at the bottom of the list. The names will be added in alphabetical order to the staff listing box. Once the staff is imported, double-check the listing and use the Add or Remove buttons if needed. Now the staff is listed in both current scholarship applications. Note: when the 2015 provider application opens, you will be able to use this import function to bring the staff forward from the 2014 application list. Be sure to enter the staff in the current application so that you may use this import function once the 2015 application opens. This ends the staff entry tutorial for the Cleveland and EdChoice scholarship systems.